Global Capital Inc. and the 10x Blueprint Academy has come together to do something that is very unique for the business community and for the average individual who wants to achieve more financially. And this is what we have done. The 10x Blueprint Academy will bring to you a number of theory to 10x your business and to 10x your cash flow. In fact, the 10x Blueprint Academy is designed to become one of the leading platform when it comes to teaching financial intelligence. Before the end of this podcast, I will present to you some of those information why we think so. Now, along with bringing to you the theory, Global Capital Inc. is the institution that will work with you as it relates to accessing uh, debt capital, equity capital, credit capital, and smart capital. But the way that we work with you at Global Capital Inc. in terms of accessing capital, we work with you to understand the capital markets. We work with you to understand the pre-qualifications to access those capital markets. We work with you to help you to understand how to leverage those capital in the most efficient and effective manner. And last but not least, we work with you, showing you new, innovative, creative approaches to buy, leverage, and mitigate debt. And this is what literally enables you to buy a debt and save as much as you can on the interest payback or the dividend yield and payback. It's a very unique platform. Now, let's talk just a little bit about one of the signature programs that we have designed. And just before I go into that program, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share, so you can help us to meet as much persons as possible with this unique platform. Now, one of the unique platforms that we have designed is titled 10x Wealth Leadership Blueprint. And this is a program that you don't want to miss. And this is the reason you don't want to miss it. The 10x Wealth Leadership Blueprint is built on 5 systems. System one, you learn about the financial planner's game plan. System two, you learn about the pathways to wealth, and you need to know this. System three, you learn about the wealth love languages. System four, you learn about leadership love languages. And system five, you learn how to do your income audit analytics. The majority of the people in the world do wait until it's too late to start doing their income audit analytics, or they simply just don't do it at all. And that is a recipe for disaster. Now, I will spend some time just talking to you very briefly about each of the 5 systems that is built in to the 10x Wealth Leadership Blueprint. It's for businesses and it's for the average individual who wants to achieve more financially. So let's begin by looking at the financial planner's game plan. We have seen people across the world at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, you develop what is known as your New Year resolution. But what happens in most cases is undesirable, and that is you set the goals that you want to accomplish, but because of all of the realities of life, over 90% of you are not able to fully realize the financial goals that you have set yourself. Now, the financial planner's game plan is a system. And once you commit the time, talent, and the resources to learn these systems, to learn, apply, and master these systems, my guarantee is to you is that you would no longer struggle when it comes to setting your New Year resolution. Your New Year resolution can be about expanding your business growth. It can be about increasing your disposable income. It could be about building healthier, productive relationships with the market enablers. It could be anything. The systems that you can learn, apply, and master when it comes to your financial goal setting, this is the platform that you want. Now, there are 9 important systems for you to learn here. You learn all about financial goal setting. And again, financial goal setting can be looking at things like your early retirement game plan, your emergency savings account, your smart investment account, your personal paycheck protection, your corporate paycheck protection, your corporate cash flow protection. It could be so many different things. And we look at all of these things in the financial planner's game plan that really helps you to really take a different look and a deeper look in terms of what financial goal setting is all about. The second thing that we bring you to is called the timeline. Well, a timeline is very simple because it's basically about identifying your start and end date relevant to the goal that you're setting. But here is the other step, the third step that is so important. And here is where we talk about the issue relating to game planning, financial game planning. From the examination that we have done, and from the many persons that we are interfacing with around the region and the world, we see that here is perhaps the most one of the most critical areas when it comes to goal setting is the game plan. And the game plan must be built out to achieve the goal. It must be built out with relevance to achieve the goal. And again, that goal could be to expand your business into local, regional, and international trade. It could be simple as developing your corporate paycheck protection, your corporate cash flow protection systems, or your personal paycheck protection. It could be all of these things, any and all of these things. If your game plan is not strategically aligned to the goal, it can undermine the entire process. Along with this, we speak to the issue of team dynamics and team management. And these are so much important when you are setting goals and realistic goals to understand all of this. There's so much more for you to learn, but I'll stop here for today. I want to talk just a little bit now about the pathways to wealth, which is the second system under the financial planner's game plan as a part of the 10x, our 10x wealth leadership blueprint. What exactly is the pathways to wealth? There are so many people in the world that have dreams and hopes and aspirations of embracing wealth. But to embrace wealth is important for you to understand and know the pathways that will enable and quicken your steps to achieve your financial target to build wealth. And you ask the average persons around you, what is the smartest way? What is the right platforms that you should be on when you're going after wealth? One of the greatest myths that we have seen people have is that people believe that you work and you save, and the savings can accumulate into a large amount of disposable income. But it depends on where you're saving. And most people believe that putting your money into a savings account is one of the smartest ways to get wealth. And I'm going to say to you that's one of the funniest ways to get wealth, because based on our knowledge, for you to get wealth by saving, it means that you have to be wealthy already. If you are not wealthy and you're not saving, as the savings account is not necessarily it's not for you to build wealth. But there are 3 additional reasons that I can give you for setting up your savings account. One is for emergency, and 2 is for smart investment and strategies, and 3 is for safekeeping. The one that you want to do in from your savings account and master this art is investment. All right, is investment. But do you know what to invest in? Do you know how to invest your disposable income once you would have accumulated the wealth? Now, this platform, the Pathways to Wealth, we work with you to help you to understand this. So we talk to you about investment portfolios like what is stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, what is hedge funds, what is REIT, real estate investment trust, what is ETF, exchange rate funds. Um, we talk to you about index funds. We talk to you about Vanguard Index, Total Vanguard Index. We talk to you about safe and secure platforms that you can invest in. We talk to you about real estate investment. And real estate investment, I must assure you, is one of those platforms that can enable you to amass tremendous amount of wealth when you understand what you're doing. For example, real estate is one of the areas that we are actively involved in. And we can speak to you from the perspective of real estate and performing assets. We can speak to you about real estate from the perspective of real estate and asset appreciation. We can speak to you about real estate and the issue of asset leverage. And all three of these really gives you an opportunity to really start to build wealth. But are you in that position of strength where you have the level of information, the kind of information that truly empowers you to make informed and educated decision about how to go about doing this form of investment? Again, we want to recommend that you should get a PFA, a professional financial advisor, a personal financial advisor that can help you navigate this process on the way to build wealth. Owning a business is another platform in which you can build wealth. And of course, you want to build the business a smart way. We talk about this. Starting a business is one thing, but having the ability, the support system to build that business, that idea, that brand, to achieve local, regional, and international relevance, it is quite another story. And we work with you with the content that we have produced to really help you to understand how to build that business, which is one of the pathways to wealth. And in building that business is how to accelerate the growth to the point where you can see it as that platform that can give you generational wealth. Now, they are in talking about business and branding, there's so much of things that I can share with you, and we will share with you when you come to the 10X Blueprint Academy, and you're now part of our 10X Wealth Leadership and Blueprint. So this is just a snippet in terms of what the pathways to wealth represents. Now, along with this, we introduce you to the third systems, which we call the wealth love languages. And this is super, super important. I mean, if you are in business, if you're planning to get into business, if you're a business starter, um, this particular content is absolutely relevant to you because as we begin to look at the pathways to wealth, we dig in deep into concepts like the DCM. What is the debt capital market? We dig into the ECM. What is the equity capital market? We dig into the the CCM. What is the credit capital market? We dig into what is the SCM. What is the smart capital market? Now, it's not enough to know that these markets exist. It's important to understand the portfolios that exist in these markets. It's important for you to understand the pre-qualification criteria to access these markets. It's important for you to understand the smarter, better way to leverage these platforms. And it's important for you to understand how to mitigate either debt, equity, or credit. Absolutely necessary. And this platform really enables you to do this. I want to talk very briefly about some of the struggles that we see business startup and some businesses are going through. Access to capital is very critical and fundamental to jumpstarting a business. Of course, you would hear me say that if you need debt capital to start your business, depending on the type of business that you're having, you're not ready for business. I'm here to say to you also that the biggest businesses in the world today, they would have had to leverage some form of business credit. And here is where the credit capital market comes into play. We go deep into this to really help you to understand how to access and leverage credit using your SSN, your social security number, or using your EIN, your employer's identification number. This may be insignificant to some people, but I want to say to you that what I'm saying here is not insignificant. It is profound because when you understand the depths of what I'm talking about, it it is literally what makes the difference between making your business and your brand or breaking your business and your brand. Many businesses are not able to reach the pre-qualification for debt capital. Many businesses are not able to reach the pre-qualification for equity capital. But guess what? If you understand what you're doing, there is literally nothing that is preventing you from accessing the credit capital market. And here it is. You can access thousands and hundreds of thousands of US dollars from the credit capital market. When you really understand what you're doing, the possibility exists that you can access $5 million and above when you know what you're doing. And this is where global capital comes in because relationship continue to be built out with the critical stakeholders as relates to access to capital. And here is where we will be working with our clientele base to ensure that we are connecting you with the critical stakeholders if we don't invest in you ourselves to ensure that you get the kind of support that you need to, to move a process forward. It's absolutely necessary. All right. So the Global Capital Inc., in collaboration with the 10X Blueprint Academy, will be working with you to bring not only transformational information, but transformational support systems to ensure that you are given the kind of springboard that you need to be successful in business and to be successful in life. So, along with this, the fourth pillar, you will learn about wealth leadership and what we call the leadership love languages. And under this platform, there's three essential things to take away: wealth leadership and the process of thinking ahead, wealth leadership in the process of seeing beyond problems, and wealth leadership in the process of informed action. You want to learn, apply, and master these systems. And my guarantee is to you again is that if this system doesn't work for you and we charge you a dime, we're going to give you back that dime. That's the assurance that we're going to give to you. You have nothing to lose by coming and be a part of this program. In fact, this is what I want to say to you. All of our introductory programs are free. And I want to encourage you to come and get some skin in the game and start to expand your knowledge on new innovative approaches that can give you the support, the springboard that you need to move your ideas to a whole another level. Last but not least, the fifth system that you will learn is the one that we call your income audit analytics. This is a super program. The income audit analytics really allows you to begin with the end in mind. It allows you to measure your income against your expenditure against your balance sheet. And in most cases, when you look at your balance sheet, all your future plans are put on pause. All right. And the things that you have for your dreams and hopes and aspiration will never manifest because you were stopped. This program really gets you unstuck. All right. Some of your future plans might be things like home ownership, car ownership, all inclusive family tour, having your emergency savings account, paying for your children college funds, paying for higher education, and so much more. But when you look at your balance sheet does not empowers and enables you to achieve this. Our program walks you through the process and ensure that you have clarity and ensure that you have solution to achieve the given objective. These are super programs. All right. The last thing that you learn when you're doing the income audit analytics is smart investment strategy. What are you invested in? What are you invested in? We talked to you about all of this. And as you said, the 10X Blueprint Academy, we bring the theory. The Global Capital Inc., we bring the practice. So we teach you here, and we take your teaching and bring it to a whole nother level where you're applying it and you're building wealth. These two platforms is all about the theory and the practice, but at the end of the day, it's about positioning you to realize financial independence within 5 to 10 years. Yes, we can do it in 5 years, but we want to give ourselves 10 years, depending on the candidate that we're dealing with, to ensure that we can move and shake and create different possibilities to move you forward. All right. So, in closing, I want to encourage you to reach out to us at Global Capital Inc. and the 10X Blueprint Academy. We have a number of unique programs, and they're all designed to impact your life in a way to make a larger than life impact on your life. All right, so I trust you would have enjoyed today's program. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the self-published best-selling author for several books, including Billionaire Codes and Manager's Toolkit. My new book titled 10X Branding and Marketing, The Psychology of Doing Business is going to be out sometime this year. So I want to encourage you again to like, subscribe, and share so you will be the first to know when these exciting products comes out. And you will also be helping me to reach as much people as possible to ensure that they are getting this content of information. All right, we want to work with businesses to truly show businesses how to 10x their business ideas, their brand, and to a whole nother level, how to build out your business with local, regional, and international relevance. And we are passionate about working with the private individual who wants to achieve more financially. This is a platform for you. Be blessed. See you in the next broadcast.